I don't believe we've met.
Virginia Hall, we're not giving up. You guys went in on this now. Oh, gosh.
Today we have with us Sarah Megan Thomas. Let's go and have a chat with her.
I know how this works.
Hi Sarah, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Sarah, first was Equity and now A Call to Spy. We've understood that you love telling women-oriented stories. So do you think that women are better equipped to tell women's stories?
Yes. Yes, I do. Not to say that men can't tell them well, but I think specifically with Equity, which was kind of a female-driven Wall Street thriller, and with A Call to Spy, which is that, war story about female soldiers, we needed the female lens because we've never had it before. And so it was really important to see these stories from that female lens.
Why was Radhika Apte your first choice? And what are her films or movies that you saw before choosing her?
So, as the writer-producer, it was very important that the women who portray these legendary heroes are authentic, and I honored their legacy. And that weighed really heavily on me in the casting process. With Noor and Radhika, it started at the director phase. I was interviewing female directors, and I didn't want to just limit it to the United States. I was interviewing directors in India, and that include Lina Yadav from Parched. And while Lina Yadav's schedule didn't align, so the conversations ended early due to scheduling, she introduced me to Radhika through her own movie. And when I saw Parched and that performance of just sheer vulnerability and likability, and you really cared for her, that's when I first fell in love with Radhika.
Yeah. Could you share some of the BTS with Radhika and Stana? What all did you do behind the scenes to get to know each other, basically?
Well, I always take the actresses that I'm working with out to dinner when they first arrive in town. Stan is a vegan, so I took her to a place in Philadelphia where we shot part of the movie that was vegan. With Radhika, it was so good, I took her back. And Radhika was like, "Is this vegan?" And I was like, "Yeah, it tastes like meat." But we had a lot of fun. And in Budapest, there was definitely a clubbing night. That was a lot of fun when we didn't have to shoot the next day. I mean, the wine in Budapest is really good. And I remember it was the night where I think Radhika had one of her really intense scenes, and the next day was a day off for everyone, and she was like, "I'm not really sure if I'm in the mood," but we had a great time.
So what's your favorite spy movie of all time?
Oh my gosh, what a great... I love A Bridge of Spies. And I know it's male oriented, but I think it's just a beautifully, beautifully crafted movie. And it's character driven.
So do you prefer acting or do you prefer being behind the camera?
I love both. I will say that producing is the hardest of all. I mean, I hate fundraising. Let's just lay that up. I love acting and I love writing. I love creating. I think the benefit of what I do when I sign up as an actress, writer, producer is I get to see a project from concept to final cut through marketing, which as an actress, you don't necessarily get the benefit of. So I love it all. It depends on the day.
How long was your research process for the film? And we also read that you spoke to the living family members of Virginia Hall, in preparation to play with her.
So it really was start to finish 4 years. And what I mean by that is I was even doing additional research in the edit room to make sure we had every nugget right. So I had the spy files, which was fascinating, the SOE files in the archives that, say how these women were reviewed in training or have letters that they wrote, etc. And then I had the CIA speak with me as well for my character. My character was the first woman to work for the CIA after the war. And then the living relatives was crucial and friends, because these women were spies, so they didn't give interviews. Yeah. You don't have recordings. And so to get to the internal, with Virginia Hall specifically, they'd say things like she wore a snake bracelet to school. She called herself cantankerous. She was the pirate chief in the school plays. Even though none of that's in the film, it gave me a sense of her personality.
So your character has a wooden leg. How was it filming with that?
That was complicated. So I did a lot of research on prostheses, and actually in the 40s, they were made for men and not women. So what Virginia Hall wore on her wooden leg, she had this tragic hunting accident where she shot her foot off, was made for men and never fit. And she was in pain every day. But for me, the actress, first we ordered like a prosthesis that was like literally very heavy, went around my leg and tied to my back. But then my back went out after a week because it was like 10 pounds. So we switched it to variations of like styrofoam. We had a special effects. You know, if I'm on a bed and you see the stump, my foot's in the bed. So there were all kinds of tricks to make it work.
So was it fun to don the 1940s period fashion? And was there anything in particular that you like really loved about it?
Blondes have more fun. And I loved wearing a blonde wig. That was just lots of fun. I mean, it is really funny. Even if you're in like 1940s garb and you have a blonde wig, like people look at you differently.
They do.
So that was fun. And I liked some of the coats. The cut of some of the coats, like the 3/4 length, was a lot of fun. But again, it's a war film, so there wasn't essentially a ton of glamour, so to speak.
What do you hope that the audience take away from A Call to Spy?
So with this film, I really hope that the takeaway is about the power of the individual and how we as individuals can make change no matter what country, what religion, what nationality. There's a way to unite. We really are in this together as a world.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you. It was really nice talking to you. I really am excited to watch the movie.
I can't wait to hear what you think.
Yeah. Thank you so much.